Is it working? Okay, there we go. Hi guys. So, as some of you know, if you've watched any of my book-related videos, you know that I like the channel Chapter Chicks, and I recently was looking at their channel and realized that for some reason they haven't been popping up in my subscription box, and I've missed like a bunch of videos, so I've been watching the videos I missed. And they had one called the Bookalicious Tag, so I thought I'd do it because it was really cool. So there are 25 questions, and I'm not going to tag anyone. Like, anyone who watches this, then I tag you. Do it. It's fun. I think it's going to be fun. So here we go. First question: what percent of books do you get from the library, and what percent do you get elsewhere? I'd probably say less than 20% I get from the library. Like, when I was younger, I used to go to the school and public library to get books, but not really anymore. The most I go for public library is excuse me, is to get CDs and DVDs. So no, so I'd say probably 80% I get elsewhere. What character would you want to be and why? I'd want to be Morgan Rolland from the Sweep series, and that being because I don't care. I've had many disputes with people about this, but I think she's a very strong character. I mean, to go against so many odds and so much, evil, and, having to wrap her head around this new world she's suddenly been introduced to. I think she's a really strong character, and yeah, I'd like to be Morgan Rollins. What is your favorite book from your childhood? I have too many, so I grabbed all my favorites, because I was much more of a bookworm when I was younger. I'm not so much now, because of school and everything, but I try to read as much as I can, but I was a total bookworm when I was younger. So, the first one is In the Year of the Born, Jackie Robinson by Bette Ballard, and not a lot of people know about this book, and that saddens me because it was a really good book, and I'm going to try to get it in the shot. And it's about this girl named Shirley Temple Wong, who, also known as Bandit. She, hold on, where'd it go? It's just talking about her life coming over here to America and Brooklyn. And yeah. It's a really good book. I haven't read it in forever. I think I'm going to do a thing where I reread all my books from my childhood. Just for fun, to relive the memories. But yes, this was one of my favorites when I was younger. So, In the Year of the Born, and Jackie Robinson. Okay. Next one is Belle Teal by Anne M. Martin. And this one is, and it's about, her dealing with, the hardships her family is going through right now, and about how there's two new students at our school. One is a shy boy who's dealing with the town's anger over desegregation, and a girl who's living with a big secret. But yeah, this was a really good book, and I loved it. So, about it. I'm doing a really bad job of trying to convince you to read these old ones. This next one is Letters from Rivka by Karen Hazy. And it is about a young girl named Rivka who's coming from Russia to America. So it's about her, her travel, all the stuff she has to go through to get to America from Russia. And throughout the book, she's writing letters to a family member. Who is it? So she's writing to Tova, and I think that's her cousin. So yeah, it's a really good book. I loved it when I was younger. So yeah. Letters from Rivka. Next one, I think most people know this one. Maybe from the movie, I don't know, but Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate DiCamillo. And I think my 5th grade teacher had us read this. Or was that now? I don't remember. But I remember I used to love this book when I was younger, and I loved the movie. I think they did a good job of adapting the book into a movie, so, yeah. Killer Dixie. If you haven't read the book, read it. It's a good book. If you enjoyed the movie, that was with Anna Sophia Robb and, I can't remember her name, Cicely Tyson, I think that's her name, yeah, who played, Miss Dump, yeah, but read the book. It's really good. Woo! I'm dropping them now. And then this one is Esperanza Rising, and I'm probably going to say her name wrong, by Pam Muniz Ryan. I don't know. And I haven't read this one in a long time, just like most of these, but I remember loving this book. It was really good, and as you can see, I've read it quite a few times. If you have not read this book, I don't care how old you are, read it. It's so good. Do it. And then these last two I grabbed mainly because they were my favorite series. The first one is Twitches by H.B. Gilmore and Randy Resfield. And if some of you might think the title's familiar, it's because this is what the Disney Channel movies with T and Tamara Mowry are based off of. The Twitches and Twitches 2, they're based off of these books. I can't remember how many books there are in the series. Hold on, let me see if I can. I think there's 10 or 11, I think. I can't remember for sure. I only have 3, and I haven't read the whole series. For some reason, I have 1, 7, and 9, and I can't read 7 and 9 because I haven't been able to get the others, and it bugs me so much. But I loved this one. I loved the Disney Channel movies of them, but yeah, I prefer the books. Like, the only thing they took from the books, I think, in my opinion, is just the character names and very little of the plot. So, yeah. But read these. These are really good. The last one was what I read through all grade school and all of, even some junior high, I didn't care, and that is the Bailey School Kids books. And this one is Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots. It's just a cute series. Like, it's basically these 4 friends, Lisa, Melanie, Howie, and Eddie. And anytime there's a new grown-up in Bailey City, they think there's some sort of creature. Like, let me see if it has a list. Does it have a list anywhere? These were made in 1990. They're old books. Oh, I don't think it is, but I can remember some, like, well, like I said, this one's Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots, and there's, Ghosts Don't Eat Potato Chips, Santa Claus Doesn't Mop Floors, Elves Don't Wear Hard Hats, Dracula Doesn't Drink Pink Lemonade, Gremlins Don't Chew Bubblegum. It's just, they're such cute books, and I loved them, so this was another favorite of mine. Okay, what is your favorite book? This one took me a while. I went through all my books, and I thought about it carefully, and I finally decided my favorite book. Even though it was very hard because I love every book I read, usually anyway. But my favorite book is Counterfeit Sun by Elaine Marie Alphen, and this was the winner of the Edgar Allan Poe Award. It's a great book. It's about this kid, Cameron, whose father is a serial killer, and during a police shootout, his father gets killed, and he lies and says he's one of the boys that his father killed. He lies and says he's Neil Lacey, and goes to live with Neil's family. And basically, the whole book is him, finding out about Neil, this kid he's impersonating, and also trying to make sure no one finds out that he is Cameron. He's Mr. Miller's son. So, it's a really good book. It's really suspenseful, in my opinion. Some people might disagree, but if you haven't read this book, read it. It's so good. I absolutely adore it. So, yeah, my favorite book. What's the next question? Which series do you have the most of? Okay, this one was tricky for me. I'm so sorry about that. Because technically, it would be the Sweep series, because there are 15 books in the series, and I have 12. I have 12 of them. But they're all in bind up, so I only have 4 volumes. So technically this would be it, but physically I would say it's my House of Night series because I have all 8. So, you know, I wasn't sure how to answer this one, so I'm answering it with this. Physically, the most books I have of a series is House of Night. Technically, the most I have is the Sweep series. So, there you go. Take it as you like it. No. Do you buy used books or use swap.com? I've never even heard of swap.com, so no. And as for buying used books, no. I get them from Walmart and Barnes & Noble. That's the only place that I go. Who is your favorite / hottest guy or girl? Excuse me. Favorite / hottest girl, in my opinion, is Bonnie McCullough, and I probably just said her last name wrong, sorry, from The Vampire Diaries by L.J. Smith. And honestly, throughout the whole book series, I always loved Bonnie. She's always been my favorite. I never liked Elena. I've always hated Elena in the books. And Meredith, I was okay with, and Caroline, I hated too. And it's even crossed over in the show. My favorite character on the show is Bonnie. So, yeah. Bonnie McCullough is the best character in these books. Her and Damon are the best characters in these books. In my opinion. Disagree? Sorry. And then I also have my favorite / hottest guy, and that is Hunter from the Sweep series. The reason I'm not holding up this one is because Cal's in these first 3, and I hate Cal. Hunter doesn't, like, he gets introduced in Blood Witch, but you really don't start getting to know Hunter until Dark Magic. And I love Hunter. He's so awesome. I wish I had a boyfriend like Hunter. He's such a sweetheart. I love Hunter. Okay. What's the next question? What is your favorite book cover? I actually have 2. And they also apply to the next question is, what is your favorite type of book cover? These 2, and I'll show you some other examples too. But the first one is the new cover, anyway, of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Look at that cover. It's so pretty. And it's shiny. Well, it's not really shiny, but it causes a glare, and I usually like those kind. Is that weird? And I also love books with flowers, because look at that. Like, I think I only have 2 books that have flowers on them, and this one and New Moon, and I love both these flowers. And also on the back, it shows you the covers for Wuthering Heights and Romeo and Juliet, and those have flowers, and they're really pretty. And I'm probably going to get both of those. But yeah, this one is one of my favorite covers, and the other one that's my favorite is the cover for Fallen, because that's just stunning. And actually, because in this one it shows you a preview of Torment. Hold on, where is it? And I love, like, when I get Torment, that'll probably become my favorite cover. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. But right now it's Fallen. And so, yeah, these are my 2 favorite covers, Pride and Prejudice and Fallen. Now, as for the question about favorite type of book cover, well, like I said, flowers. I love flowers. And then I also love, like, this one and Vampire Diaries. Very haunting looking kind of covers. Those usually grab my attention. And then this, and where is it? I actually just got this today because of Jessica from Chapter Chick. She keeps talking about how these are really good. And I saw it at Walmart today. I'm like, fine, I'm going to get it. So, but covers like this that are just stunning, like with Fallen, they're just stunning and beautiful covers. And they also have the, like the bumpy, you know, where you can do that. I love that, and I think Fallen has it too, doesn't it? Yeah, Fallen has that too, the kind of bumpy indentation, and I love that. And the Iron King has a lot of it, and I love it. So flowers, haunting kind of cover, and stunning, and like the bumpiness, and also shiny. And this was the best example I could find of shiny City of Bones cover for shiny. So for a book to get my attention, it has to have a very pretty flower on it, be haunting, be stunning, have the bumpy, or be shiny. So yeah, those are my favorites. Okay, next question. What is your favorite book to... Oh, no, wait. What was the first book you ever read? It was On Cherry Street. And it was just a cute little, beginner book, very just a cute book. I think my mom had all of my siblings, like all of us, read this for our first book. So yeah, first book on Cherry Street. I'm probably gonna beg my mom when I have kids, can I have this to teach my child how to read? Because yeah, so there we go. Okay, favorite book to movie adaptation. Now I could just at first I was just gonna say Harry Potter to make it easy, you know. But no, I started looking through my books and I found better ones. And I can't say Twilight because I hated Twilight. So I love the book, hated the first movie. So, but I did find two that I'd forgotten about. So the first one is The Secret Life of Bees by Simone Kidd. Love this book, and it's one of the very few books that I had to read in school that I adored. And I love the movie. There was a few things that they took out and changed, but overall, I think they got the essence of the book in the movie. So, Secret Life of Bees. If you have not read the book, read it, and if you've not seen the movie, see it, but read this first. And then the other one is Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I actually watched the movie first and then found out, oh, it's based on a book, and went and got the book, and it's a very short book. Look at that. It's very thin. And it switches perspective between Nick and Nora, but it's a really good book, and the movie is really good. They're just like, with Secret Life of Bees, they took stuff out and changed stuff, but they got the essence of the book. So, my favorite book to movie adaptation, Secret Life of Bees and Nick and Nora. Infinite Playlist. And this is by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. Levithan? Yeah, Levithan. Okay, next question. When did you start making videos on YouTube? I started making videos on YouTube June of last year. Was it last year? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last year. Where's the best place to read? Right here in my room on my bed. That's the best place to read. Have you written your own fanfiction for a book? Yes, I have one. I've written one fanfiction, and it's for Twilight, and I'm not done with it yet. And it's on fanfiction.net, and it's called Weird Love. And I actually need to update it very soon. If you could only read 3 books for the rest of your life, what would they be? Okay, the first one would be this volume 2 of the Sweep series, because like I said earlier, I hate the first 3 books because of Cal. Hate him. And this is when Hunter is introduced and when Hunter and Morgan's relationship starts to grow. So, yes. Sweep Series, Volume 2. Dark Knight, Awakened, and Spellbound. Second one would be Where to Go. Oh, there it is. I originally had said an Ellen Hopkins book, but then I went through all the Ellen Hopkins I owned, and it came down to 2 books. Crank or this one, and this one won. Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. Even though I love all of her books, this was the one that won. This is, I think, my favorite, and it's also her thickest. And, it's such an easy read. It's written in poetry form, and it's such a good book. So, yeah, Impulse, Ellen Hopkins. And then the third book I would bring, Counterfeit Sun. So, yeah, my 3, if I could only read 3 books for the rest of my life, they would be Counterfeit Sun, Impulse, and Volume 2 of the Sweep series. Okay, next question. What is the longest book you've read? Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. It's the longest book I've read. There you go. It's 754 pages. How many books did you read last month? 1. What was the last book you read? Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone. Hardbook or paperback? Paperback. I hate hardcover. The only time I ever get hardcover is if it's in a series, and I can't wait for it to come out in paperback. That's the only time I get hardcover. Do you have more than 1 copy of the same book? No, I do not. Would you rather read about vampires or werewolves? Vampires. I don't know what it is. I just don't like werewolves. Like, I'll read about them if they're already in the series, like with Vampire Diaries and Twilight. But other than that, no. And do you own more than 150 books? Yes, I do. I counted today. I own 160 books. there's 10 over. And I'm probably going to get more. And like I said earlier, I did this because I watched the chapter 6 video, and when they both said they had over 400, I was just sitting here like, I wish I had that many. I'm jealous. So, yeah. Okay, this was 20 minutes, and sorry about that. But I hope you had fun. Comment and tell me if you read any of the books I talked about in this video. And also, you know, do a video response. I tag everyone who watches this. So, bye guys.